Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey everybody, welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay. I am your host. No, Mick, I don't take a break, especially when it comes to missing children. We have a breaking story out of Boise, Idaho. This is Ada County. You may think Ada County sounds familiar because that's where Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow Daybell were tried. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. The little guy is Matthew Glynn. This is Matthew Glynn. Let me get his picture up here. This little dude walked away from his own birthday party yesterday at at around 5:45 p.m. yesterday. Welcome in, everybody. We have a 5-year-old autistic boy who walked away from his birthday party at his home. This is breaking news right now. Why are they 5 when they go missing? Probably because they're getting, more like exploring and stuff at that age. I know, isn't he a doll? He's a doll. Okay, let's get into the update. This is the news conference from the Boise Police Department.
At all, or maybe you have an idea of where Matthew could have been headed, or maybe you saw him. Please let Ada.
Here we go, guys.
No, this is the Boise Police Chief, Ron Weiniger. We will take this live news conference right now.
I'm the Chief of Police here in Boise, and we are here to update you on some information and to tell you about what we have been doing in the search for a missing boy. Young Matthew Glynn, 5 years old, went missing yesterday afternoon, early evening. About 5:52 p.m., our patrol officers responded to a call near this location for Matthew. He's a white male juvenile. He is about 2.5 feet tall. He's got brown hair. He was wearing Batman pajamas with a yellow collar, and he was attending his 5th birthday party with his family and friends yesterday. He is nonverbal and he has autism, and he walked away or wandered away from that party. Matthew has not been seen by anybody since then, and we responded with initially patrol officers, but very soon after created a large-scale search effort involving a number of people and a number of entities, not only immediately but throughout the night and continuing into today. A little bit about Matthew, if you see him. He may make loud noises as a way to get people's attention. He is drawn to water. He walks on his toes, and he does not have any shoes on that we know of at this time. I spoke with Matthew's mother just a few minutes ago. Understandably, she is very distraught and is overwhelmed and praying and hoping for the safe recovery of Matthew, as are we all. After the initial response from our patrol officers and the search began last night, Every available resource that we could call on was brought to bear. We had drones and have had drones searching throughout the night. Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue personnel responded immediately and began to help. They provided tracking dogs, ATVs, UTVs. Every resource has been engaged in this search. The Boise Fire Department responded. They have been searching. We have certainly concentrated on every potential place that Matthew could be found, including waterways in the area. Last night we sent out what's called a code red message. It's a phone alert to people in the area. So for a 5-mile radius around here, a message went out to every available cell phone and landline. We believe we reached approximately 69,000 people through that effort, and they expanded that and sent an additional message out this morning to an 8-mile radius around this location. Boise Fire Department personnel walked the canal last night. They're doing it again tonight. They have a number of resources. Chief Mark Niemeyer will detail some of the efforts the fire department has been making, and we are also grateful for the support of the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue folks who have been out searching, and you'll hear from one of their directors here shortly. We have been doing door-to-door searches, asking people to be able to get into their backyards and look at virtually everywhere we can. We have a partnership, and we train together with our local law enforcement entities and agencies around us. We have what's called a CART team, a child abduction response team that has been activated, and those personnel are here working. I want to make a note that just because a child abduction response team has been activated does not mean we have any reason to believe that Matthew has been abducted. We don't have any signs of foul play. We don't have any signs that he has entered the water. We don't have really anything to indicate where he might be at this time, but we are looking at every possibility and trying to cover every base as we search for Matthew. Obviously, this is one of the, if not the highest priority in the city right now. We have activated virtually every personnel member that we can. So detectives, community outreach personnel, patrol officers, you name it, we have people here and helping and working on the search. And our partners from Garden City, Ada County Sheriff's Office, Meridian Police are all here as well. Idaho State Police, we thank them for their efforts and for them sending personnel, because this is a very large priority for us. Detectives are looking for any evidence or information regarding criminal activity or an abduction, but there is no indication of that at this time, just so everybody knows. I mentioned earlier I spoke with Matthew's mother. She has been very cooperative and helpful in the search, and we have every reason to believe that she is doing her level best to help us answer questions and give us every bit of information we can have to make this search successful. Our heart goes out to her and to her family members, certainly in this time of overwhelming trial and a difficult time as she worries about her son. Just a bit about the search area right now. We are focusing our efforts again on the area immediately around us, but we are searching the waterways between Veterans Memorial Parkway all the way to Eagle at this point. So the other folks will tell you a little bit more about those efforts, and I would turn the time over to Chief Niemeyer right now to talk about Boise Fire's efforts and the things we're doing collaboratively with them. Chief Niemeyer.
Great. Thank you, Chief Weininger. Good morning, everyone. Mark Niemeyer, Fire Chief for the Boise Fire Department. As Chief Weininger alluded to last night, the Boise Fire Department was dispatched along with BPD to the report of a missing child. We sent approximately 15 firefighters to this location. That included 2 fire engines, a brush truck, as well as our dive team out of Station 1 in downtown. When they arrived, they immediately developed a plan to search the canalways. I do want to reiterate at this time, we had no information that the child was in the water. There's no evidence that would suggest the child was in the water. However, as part of our broad search, we entered the waterways on the downstream side. We do have about 300 yards of the canal that runs under State Street. This was a very risky operation for our dive team. They used snorkel masks, had about 24 to 36 inches of clearance from the top of the water to the bottom of State Street as they searched that canal. We concluded about 10 o'clock last night. We did not find any victims. We concluded that search because of darkness and the inability to see. As Chief Weiniger alluded to, we are back out joining the search party today. We do have our dive team on the river. They have been going up and down the river from, as Chief Weiniger alluded to, VMP to Eagle. We'll continue to do that search. The Boise Fire Department, along with the other responders, remain committed to conducting this search until we find this child. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dave with Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, and then we'll be back for questions.
Good morning. I'm Ron Christensen with Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue. We responded last night to the request from Boise Police. We came out with 30 personnel last night. We had mountain bike teams covering parts of the Greenbelt through some of the local neighborhoods. We had drones in the air in conjunction with those flown by BPD. We also used UTVs with flashing lights and attractants. That's one of the things that Matthew has interest in, and so we wanted to use that, as well as we played a song that he's very familiar with and responds to, and that's that the wheels on the big bus go round and round. And so we'll probably be implementing some of those efforts again today. Right at the moment, we've got personnel along with BPD personnel that are working part of the Boise Valley Canal, and then we've got a inflatable kayak with also another member of BPD floating the Farmers Union Canal from Collister up towards Eagle. We're going to be putting some additional resources into some areas that we did search last night, because statistics show us that you don't just search an area once, because daylight now gives us a different light than what we had seen last night. So we will be searching some of those areas once again. So just grateful for any information that the community might have that they can provide us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you, Chief Niemeyer. I would now like to give a message to the members of our public. What do we need from you? First of all, we have set up a tip line specifically for Matthew. The number is 208-373-5411. Again, 208-373-5411. That is a tip line specifically for tips related to Matthew. It will be staffed by Boise Police personnel. You don't need to go through dispatch or call dispatch, although you can always do that for sure. If you have a tip about Matthew, we would ask you to use this tip line specifically. If you live anywhere in this area, please check Ring or security doorbell cameras. Any surveillance systems or cameras you may have at your home or a business that may have picked up Matthew somewhere in the last 15 or 17 hours. Please check for your cameras for that. Anyone with property near the canals along State Street towards Eagle are asked to check their surroundings and their property, including the canal banks and nearby brush. There are two canals, the Boise Valley Canal and the Farmers Union Canal, that we are certainly looking at. At this time, we do not have any assignments available for members of the general public to help with the search. Once we do a coordinated search of the canal banks with the tracking dogs and the trained personnel, we will, if we believe a public search, a wider search is necessary, we will put out a plea for volunteers to come at that time, and we will be prepared to organize and direct their efforts. At this time, we do not have that capability or that necessity in our estimation. So we would ask people not to come and try to search on their own. But if you happen to be walking in the area, you're on the green belt, you're anywhere in the neighborhood, please keep your eyes open for Matthew. I'm sure his picture will be widely circulated after this. And keep an eye open for him or any indication or sign that he has been near where you are. So we greatly appreciate our partners. We thank everyone who is making the effort to bring Matthew home safe. We are committed to doing our best to do just that. But we know that any possibility could be in existence at this time, and so we are asking for everyone to pay attention, keep their eyes open, and help us find Matthew and bring him home to his family safely. At this time, I'll be happy to try and answer any questions you have. Don?
Chief, how long are you going to keep the command center here at the church, and can we expect press conferences throughout the day?
We will likely actually be moving our main command post to a different location, but we will keep personnel here and probably keep the command post trailer here and so forth. So if we do updates, it'll probably be from this location. I would imagine in the future we'll let you know if that changes. And we will update you again later today. I don't know exactly what time, but we really need to make sure we've search some areas again and then have a plan moving forward so that we have some new information to share if we come back to you.
Who was the last person to see Matthew?
To my knowledge, it was his mother or family members there at the party. That's the last time we definitively had someone see Matthew was there at the party. Yes, sir. Is it common to receive calls? We respond to lost child calls fairly routinely, yes. In the vast majority of circumstances, we find the missing child within a fairly short time, within a few hours. I don't know exactly what the statistics are, but the vast majority of time, we find them before now. So. That's why this is unusual for us, and that's why we are deploying so many resources. Once it gets late at night, we have particular challenges in these types of situations, but if it goes through an entire night and into the next day, we absolutely devote a lot of resources to a situation like this. Yes?
Yesterday's release said that Matthew walked off. Can you explain why your release was walked off rather than an abduction scenario?
We just don't have any indication, no witnesses, no anything that would indicate that he has been abducted. We are certainly taking that into account. We are looking at that as a possibility, but we don't have anything that would lead us to believe that at this time. Yes, sir. When I spoke with Matthew's mother, she didn't give any indication that he's done this before, but certainly, and I'm speaking generally, not about Matthew now, but children with autism always present different challenges and things, and can be adventurous, if you will. So they are heartbroken at this time and just overwhelmed, hoping that we find him. Any other questions? Don?
Maybe one of the other two gentlemen can address this. Could you explain, I know you haven't pinpointed any area, but we know about the issues with the canal. We talk about it every summer.
Yep.
Explain the process, the procedure. Do you go out, work your way back in, or you start here, work your way out?
Yeah, good question, John. Last night when our crews arrived, we did a quick situational awareness analysis of where we wanted to search and how we wanted to search. The crews at that time, the dive team, made the decision to start on the downstream side and work their way up. And that's typically what we'll do, is start downstream of where we believe somebody might be in the middle. But we usually always start downstream when we start that search.
What was the time frame between when the family realized he was missing and they called police?
Frankly, I do not have the answer to that question. I'm not sure how long he was missing before they called, but I don't believe it was very long.
Explain the difference between an Amber Alert and a Code Red and why the latter was used in this situation.
Sure. A code red is simply a phone notification that goes out to people in a certain radius around an event. and it's to notify folks of an event so that they're aware of it and can keep an eye out. An Amber Alert is specific to an abduction. So if a child is abducted, and traditionally, most of the time it's used when it's a stranger abduction, not just a family member or someone who knows the child. So we do not have anything that would indicate the use of an Amber Alert in this situation, and that's why it was not used and not deployed. It is also broadcast at a much wider area, particularly looking for vehicles and license plates of vehicles. That kind of thing is usually a big part of an Amber Alert, a suspect description. We don't have any of those things in play right now. Yes.
Could you reiterate again what people can do now as far as checking cameras and yards?
Yes, please, if you live in the area, please check your surveillance cameras, any doorbell cameras, things like that, and review the footage to see if Matthew may have been caught in the frame at some point since last night at 5:52 p.m. We would ask people to look on their property specifically. You know your property best, and look in all the nooks and crannies that anyone could be, and just keep in mind a small child can be in a place that seems impossible. So whether it's in containers or in sheds or in brush or anything on your property, we would ask people to make a search of their own property, and if they find something or any indication that somebody may have been there, please call the tip line that we established. Thank you. With that, we thank you for your attention and your help, and we look forward to finding Matthew safe. That is everyone's goal today, and we will keep you updated if we have any further developments and let you know as soon as we can. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Brunch Mom, 43 months. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I was muted. Thank you, Brunch. Oh man. All right, let's start over. So this is the area that he went missing from. Let's start over. I can't believe it. 43 months, Brunch Mom? That's crazy. Sorry about that, guys. It's okay. Everybody does that.
Everybody does that. It's okay.
All right. This is the intersection. This is the canal. See the canal? Excuse me. Your sister Coconut. No, he's missing right now, JC. It's a brand new case. So I don't know if he lives here. There's trailer homes over here. And then there's apartments on this side of the road. But down here, it's, homes. So there's no telling exactly where they lived. But here's another. Maybe this is the canal they were speaking about. Right next to these apartments here. See, there's that down there too. We almost need to know exactly where they live to be able to figure anything out. It is very sad. Hey, Mystic. Hey, Cheryl. You thought you went deaf? Nope. Jay was just muted. Muted looking ass. But like I said, this is the neighborhood here. Don't know exactly where he lived. But, I mean, they said it was his 5th birthday. And he was celebrating his birthday and walked away. So we have that little canal thing there. And then up here by this road, we have this canal. Oops. Right here. Yes, everybody spread the word. Thank you, Travis. And thank you guys for being here. For replay purposes, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Please do share this out. Let's get the word out about little Matthew. I'll read through the details one more time. The Boise Police Department joined the Boise Fire Department and Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue for a media briefing with updated information on the ongoing search for Matthew Glynn, who went missing while celebrating his 5th birthday on August 5th at around 5:45 after he walked away from his home near State Street and Alamosa in Boise. I'm not showing up live, Cricket. I don't know. I'm blacklisted from YouTube. Boise Police Department Chief Ron Winiger, which we just watched the press conference, confirmed that the search is continuing for 5-year-old Matthew Glynn and is, quote, one of the, if not the highest priority in the city right now. Winiger also confirmed that the child's mother has been cooperative with officers in the search. They have confirmed that waterways from Veterans Memorial Parkway into Eagle are being searched for Matthew, but the water search is being conducted as a precaution. There are no signs of foul play in Matthew's disappearance at this time. Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue is also working to locate Matthew. They are increasing their search efforts in areas they reviewed last night to make sure nothing was missed. The Boise Police Department has launched a tip line specifically for Matthew, and that number is 208-373-5411. If you live in the area, please keep your eyes out for little Matthew Glynn. Thank you for joining today. Let's go ahead and run our credits. Thank you guys, and prayers that little Matthew's found safe and very soon. Thanks so much. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further? Bring it all in. And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
You and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much, I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I never.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Jennifer loves horses. Bye, Jennifer.
I've been through the desert on a horse with